Hi, all. I have The Order of Things number 4 from Farmstead. There's the 4. So, this one I got around Thanksgiving last year, and they said to drink this within 6 months of the release because it's a sweet stout with vanilla beans, and flavorings and sweetness can change over time. Yeah, this is basically a double barrel aged imperial stout conditioned on vanilla beans. It's funny they don't say the ABV on here, but I know it's something like 14.3 and something insane like that. That's one reason I didn't drink it. And it's also not 52 degrees like they say, but it'll warm up. So the deal with this is it's Genealogy of Morals, one of their like wheat imperial stouts, aged 18 months in bourbon barrels, and then they took that beer and put some of it in honey bourbon barrels and some in maple liqueur barrels for 9 months. And a single barrel of Damon rested in bourbon barrels for 34 months was added. I guess this is so confusing. And then secondarily, Elijah Craig. So yeah, I guess it's like a whole bunch of beer. So most of it is double barrel aged in several different barrels. And then there's Damon, which is their really strong imperial stout, aged for 34 months, and then one aged for 6 months, and then conditioned on vanilla beans from Ecuador, Madagascar, Tahiti, and New Guinea. So this is just kind of like the be all end all of all barrel aged vanilla stouts, I guess. And hopefully it's still in good shape. I love vanilla in almost all beers. And I tried to get this going. Yeah, I got it open here. So hopefully the vanilla is still tasting good. It's not getting oxidized or anything. And I got that open okay. And this is, I think, also the most expensive beer I've ever purchased, basically. It was like 45 for this bottle or something, which, a lot of people say isn't crazy. But I don't really buy a lot of these beers, but this seemed like a special one. Seemed like something I'd really like. So, pours with some head there. I'm getting some aromas, just a little worried that, I wasted the money by letting this age too long, but I'm going to cap it. Ooh, I see some stuff. Oh, no, that's just the wax. Ooh, I'm smelling some wininess. I'm a little afraid. Let's see. Oh, that's not going to stay. Oh, no. That smells pretty good. And what's cool is that this is bottle conditioned. March 29th in 2023, so it's actually been in the bottle for 2.5 years almost. And it smells pretty good. The bottle conditioning can, in some ways, help beer stay good longer. Got some pretty big head on, or legs on that. Head's okay. And maybe it's drifting towards a little bit more sort of fruity notes now, but I'm still getting lots of vanilla, and probably as it warms up, we'll get more. Yeah, the head's pretty nice. It's only a little bit of that toasted marshmallow thing. That's what I really love about a lot of sweet stouts, especially vanilla stouts. It has this sort of campfire toasted marshmallow that I love that aroma and flavor. And the bourbon is strong. And can I pick out the maple liqueur barrels and the honey bourbon barrels? Who knows? The bourbon's not that scary and hot though. It doesn't smell, like Jim Beam. It smells like coconutty, like the vanilla and the barrel creates this really nice coconutty, sweet, nutty thing. And there is kind of a maple thing going on. It smells really nice. It doesn't smell too hot though. This is straight out of the fridge, really cold. Actually, it smells quite good. Yeah. That is nice. I don't drink this style of beer very much, especially not in the summer. Sadly, it's starting to cool down right now. So I felt like I was in the mood for this. And that first sip, that's super drinkable. We got this cool like swirl of head with bubbles on the edges. Like that's just the classy Hill Farmstead style. Even when they make these giant stouts that are kind of pastry stout-esque, ridiculous blends, they still have a really nice feel and they have a nice head. It's not like a lot of these giant stouts that have no head. They're just black and they're a little bit acidic and they're harsh. Maybe big on flavors and body, which is what most people care about. Ooh, this finishes with a really nice toasty marshmallow vanilla flavor. Mm. And the mouthfeel is pretty damn near silky, velvety. It's pretty sweet, but it's not that ultra super sweet and thick. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't like add maple syrup and other crap to this. There's no lactose. It's just the barrels and the vanilla really bring enough flavor. And vanilla, to my knowledge, doesn't add any actual sweetness or sugar, just the perception of sweetness. Yeah, that's really good. And it's not very big on roastiness. It's definitely not like a Russian Imperial Stout. It's not hoppy, but there's a little bit of bitterness. Dark, sort of like dark chocolate, toasted marshmallow. And then it finishes with a sort of maple bourbon sort of flavor. Maple bourbon, German chocolate cake, like coconutty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is very nice. Maybe in the aroma now I'm getting a hint of oxidation or something. Just throwing out a little bit of a brown sugary root beery type thing. Maybe it's also a lot less hot because of the time it's had in the bottle. Like I can't, it's warming up my chest a little bit, but it's like I have IPAs that aren't even that strong, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is boozy," but this one somehow it's not very boozy, and I'm quite sure it's over 14%. It's crazy that they don't put it on the bottle. Like, come on. I like that they give you all this info on the philosophical writings that inspired the beer, and they describe the beer, and they don't give you any tasting notes at all, which I guess is fine. Like people who are going out of the way to get this beer probably know what flavors to look for. Yeah, there's a little bit of booze in there now, but I assume you're not going to chug this. So like the way I like to start these beers is real cold. Slowly sip on them and they'll get warm. They'll get warm and you'll taste them more. You don't have to start it at 59 degrees and then it's really, really warm. And also having it a little colder kind of makes the mouth feel a little fuller. But yeah, it's boozy. I feel like it's already going to my head. Yeah, very classy beer. Very easy to drink. Nothing harsh. Really complex combo of flavors. Sweet. Yeah, the maple. It's really maple and vanilla and dark chocolate. Hint, teeny hint of roast whisperiness to help, carry that toasted marshmallow thing I love. And now the aroma's getting a little bit more brown, a little more bourbony. But keeping with this mapley sort of thing. This is very good. This is maybe the best, the best, barrel aged flavored stout I've ever had. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. It didn't need a bunch of maple dumped in. So many people go crazy for all these stouts that have obviously a bunch of maple syrup just dumped in. This doesn't need it. It gets enough stuff from the barrel, and it's not that crazy sweet. Oh yeah, the smell of the bottle is even more mapley somehow. Even though theoretically only less than half of it probably was aged in a maple liqueur barrel for 9 months. But this is great. I'm sure it's not still available. I know it isn't. But maybe it'll become available for pours at the brewery, or maybe you have a bottle yourself or something. But this is like close to a 5 beer.